right, welcome back. Welcome back to Greenbox Gaming, plays Delta Green Impossible Landscapes. My name is Joe. I will be your handler for this operation. I am joined by my good friends. I'm joined by my most recently freed friend, my most recently liberated friend, Jean. Say hi, Jean.
It's me, John.
Interesting energy.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. I'm, of course, joined by Dace, playing Benji.
It's me.
And I'm joined by Brad, playing Hank.
Not doing that voice.
No!
Come on.
Come
You've got pizza as an icon.
Oh,
It's
God.
called yes and, not
Yes.
no fuck you.
Oh, God. I had a question for you guys. Here at the top. So I recently made a grave error in my life, which will affect, I'm sure, my trajectory, my relationships, and everything. I've started playing RimWorld again, which is an incredible in-depth game that if you've never heard of it, definitely look it up. It's on Steam. Awesome game. Love it. But my God, does it suck away the hours in a very pleasing way, but also a very concerning way.
Yeah.
It's only because you have to have a 4-year college degree
In
in order
RimWorld.
to play it in RimWorld,
Yeah.
to learn how to play it.
Yeah, we
You
still
have to
need.
have a bachelor's in RimWorld.
We need to get on sometime and do like a stream that's just us
That'd be
teaching
fun.
Dace how to play
Yeah.
RimWorld.
I forgot we talked about that, and I'm super down for it. Patreon
I-
subscribers, if you want to hear me cuss and break down. Yeah,
I don't
it'll
know how to
be good
play
fun.
either, so teach us
It'd be
both,
good
and
to have-
then let's
it'd be-
then we'll
Yeah.
fight each other.
Well, it's not a Well, there's a multiplayer mod, but Dace is on.
We'll make
you
it
guys are both on Mac, so it would probably work anyway. But anyway, so I
think it'll
recently.
be- Sorry, it'll be like a competitive Japanese game show where one person really is good at learning and the other person is maybe questionably
You,
IQ.
what,
stumped.
what, John? Say it. Say it.
Just calling him out. Well, so yeah, and so I started playing RimWorld again, and before I had my
Is that how Japanese game shows are? It's just
I
like
could imagine it.
But so when I was playing my last colony before the last update was I basically got to the end game with my colony of genetically superior meth vampires that were, kitted out and all the best stuff, and basically I had enough trash pawns that I would perpetually have to send out as fodder while the meth vampires stood back and killed everything from afar. With their psychic telekinetic powers. But that game is gone, and I started a new one, and I wanted to kind of RP because if you just go into RimWorld and you're like, okay, I'm gonna grow lots of drugs and I'm gonna harvest organs and sell
Yeah,
them.
you can do like a resource management game. Totally.
Yeah, you can't lose. You can't lose. You can basically But I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. This colony is gonna be made up of. They're gonna be like a weird. Order of the Knights Templar kind of thing, but a futuristic order of knights who are trying to do good. So I'm RPing
That's
in that,
awesome.
which is going to limit the base shit that I do in the game, right?
That's probably healthy, Joe. You should maybe apply that to
Dig
the
it.
rest of your life.
Yeah.
Limit the deranged shit that you do.
But off the back of that, my question to you guys is, what's your favorite game to really RP, that you RP into it in a way that maybe isn't a part of it, but something that you kind of do to yourself or the way you play to kind of switch things up. This is something, again, it's gonna change the way I play that game, and I really enjoy it. What's one that you guys have done? And you cannot talk about Painless the Dead from Skyrim. That is
You knew exactly where my mind was going.
Painless the Dead had one trick, and it was 2 axes.
He was a one-trick pony, but goddamn did he love running.
God, did he run? Running, killing?
I mean, that's my answer.
It's
I'll try to think of a different one.
Yeah.
Try
You
to
know that
think of
he and you are truly a one-trick pony, Dave.
Dace also fixes all of his
you know,
problems with 2 axes. Which is...
Well, storied history of a trail of blood throughout my life. Yeah.
What about you, Jean? You got something?
I was gonna say I'm actually incapable of this kind of mix-up. I tried playing Red Dead Redemption and like Fallout as the bad guy to just mix it up. I get too sad. I get despondent. I do.
Well,
I can't. I'm even though this is all make believe,
Yeah.
everybody's life is fucked, and I just feel so bad.
Well, do you guys
And I
remember
stopped
when we started playing and Benedict was being a real asshole, and there was like Jean was like physically, you could tell he was stressed.
Same. It's very hard.
Like,
It's very difficult for me.
he's such a nice guy.
It doesn't take long to play Pokemon, but last time I played Pokemon Shield, I had a lot of fun just saying my team's going to be made up of like the stupidest Pokemon. So like my best one was like this
like
normal
magic
Pokemon
across the world.
Well, no, it was a normal one that should be basically like a cow, a pink cow, and he was like just destroying everybody's shit.
You're just like it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna get a Charizard. It was like, I'm gonna get the dopey, weird, stupid thing.
Yeah,
Like Mr. Mime.
exactly.
You had to have a Mr. Mime in there.
Look up Miltank.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Oh,
my
I know
best Pokemon.
I know Miltank. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a cow, an upright
Just
cow
stupid.
with udders poking out.
When did Pokemon get so lazy? You know,
Tank.
Jeez. How many years now? It's like 25, 30 years?
Jesus.
I'm
It
already
is that old.
lazy after 25, 30 years. Let me just say.
well, you know, like, I mean, Jean, you're right there with us. It's like, we were like the target demographic when Pokemon came out. You know,
Played the shit out of it.
yeah. Like I remember
Card game.
having,
I mean,
Pokemon.
yeah, really hard.
it got. I mean, I was just like looking up shit. How I played it, and it was like
It's
kind of
disgusting.
intense. Like the third generation, like they would have like certain days you can only catch certain Pokemon, so it would be like reinforcing people to play
It did
like
get
every
more-
day.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like on this day, like even on the Game Boy, it'd keep track of your clock, and it's like you can't catch this one except for on this day at this spot.
It's just
and
loot
stuff like
boxes,
this.
man.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember
I've got, okay.
you got one?
So go ahead.
No,
yeah, I
no.
thought of one. Okay, never mind.
Good.
No, go,
Good
please.
talk,
Sorry.
guys. Good fucking talk.
God, I love talking on the internet. It's so easy and fluid.
Another. This is kind of in the same vein.
you
but
son
I
of a
feel like-
bitch!
But
Sorry.
it is also like fun once you make up like in something like Dragon Age or something like that. You've like you've made your character decide like, oh, I don't like this guy, and you just give like this one guy a hard turn time in every interaction. That's really a lot of fun for me too.
Yeah.
Instead of like optionally, following everyone's.
Like I know, like in all the Fallout games, there's always, and this goes back to the original Fallout games. There was, if you made a low intelligence character, I think with 4 below intelligence, there were like loads of unique, speech things that you could do, and like you can go through the whole game with a character who's like completely dumb as a bag of rocks and still like defeat the master, or like get the water chip and like and shit like that in the old ones. But like even the newer Fallouts, like you can do low IQ, low intelligence playthrough, and it's really silly. What'd you have, Dace?
This is less of like well, it is role playing. Like Painless the Dead, the first Skyrim character I ever
Right.
had. Did a full playthrough with him, beat the game and all that. And my companion was Lydia, and I got like really weirdly attached to Lydia.
Lots of people did.
And wonder why.
I do wonder
then-
why she's like.
But then like 5 years later, I got all the expansions, or specifically the one where you can turn into a vampire.
Yeah.
And I chose to become a vampire, and there's one dungeon, I forget what exactly happened, but one of my vampiric powers like killed Lydia. Like there's a big group of people,
Yeah.
accurate power. And
Because you can kill your you can kill your companions. They can't normally die, but you can kill them.
yeah, and it was like I could have gone back and like reloaded and gotten her back, but I was like, man, this is too good story wise. Like I'm being corrupted. I'm turned into a vampire. And
Oh,
the
okay.
accurate power like killed her. That's like just good story writing. It's devastating. And then I took on the vampire chick as my new companion.
Yeah, I was about to say,
It was
you
like
get an even better chick. So,
You get a better Lydia.
yeah.
it's a real downward spiral.
Yeah.
Thought that was pretty cool.
I don't know, like some games are definitely built more to have that experience for you to find your own kind of special RP thing. But yeah, like finding even something like that in Skyrim, I mean, it's an RPG for Christ's sakes,
For God's sakes.
I think
For God's sakes.
I also got turned off by a lot of it because it's really hard to make games that let you make any choice, like literally any choice,
Like a
without
real
breaking
choice.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I don't know if you guys have played Prey, by the same guys that made Dishonored and a bunch of other very.
I feel like I've seen stuff of it.
It is exceptional. It's one of the best games, but you can literally choose to do anything, and they've supported it. Like they spent years trying to think of everything and trying to break the game, and they made it so you can choose to do any kind of thing, and it's fucking awesome. That
I didn't know it was that in depth. I thought it was kind of like a straightforward.
Have any of you guys
Dishonored
played
as well.
Dishonored? Fantastic. Oh, so good.
Yeah, same attitude, same
Yeah.
approach to world building. Yeah.
Have any of you guys
Well,
played
I-
Baldur's Gate?
That's what
'Cause
I was about to bring up. I think they're supposed to be that game's supposed to be really good at that too, but I haven't played it.
I haven't played it.
Is
Like,
Prey playable on Xbox One?
I think so.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
'cause I was,
Yeah.
I'm so
Worth it.
far behind the times.
supposedly there's so many crazy stuff you can do in Baldur's Gate, the new one.
Yeah.
I think someone saw someone, because they tried to make it just like 5e, just like had a shit ton of like oil barrels or something, and just like put it all over this like town, and just lit all the oil barrels and killed everyone in this like area.
Yeah, that's very
Hell yeah.
D&D.
Yeah,
That's my
Intense.
kind of shenanigans.
Yeah.
It's like Joker storyline in D&D.
Yeah, well,
you're right.
Well, speaking of
probably get on with the game.
unpredictable explosions,
There
let's
we go.
talk about what
you've
happened last time.
You've got some news, do you not? Do you want
Oh!
to say that for the end?
Yeah.
Or...
Oh,
You are right.
Oh,
You are right. Sorry, transition.
awkward.
Better luck next time. No, Dace is right. I wanted to let you guys know. I'm going to let you. I was talking to Dace about this last night. I'll let Jean and Brad know, and our listeners. I have officially begun to write my operation.
Hey.
Hell yeah, brother.
Sweet.
Yes, it
Nice.
is. Currently in the stages of kind of like getting everything together. My good friend and listener to the pod, Steve, is
OG
kind
Steve.
of co-writing it with me.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we are.
Shout
We're
out, what
writing
up,
it.
Steve.
We have our own murder board with
Oh my
the
God, that's cool.
like with what we're writing, and like we're like storyboarding it and doing our timeline right. And like, okay, well, how does this person? And man, and shout out to Steve because he's like yeah, but what is this person's motivation to do that way? And it's like, okay, let's talk about that. Like, let's
Beautiful.
talk about it because he has a very narrative kind of mind to him.
So he plays
That makes me so happy.
role-playing games.
Yeah. I think he's running like a D&D game for some folks. And he actually wrote his own kind of like text-based RPG, like programmed it and everything. It's like a web-based RPG thing that's extremely in-depth. Like,
That's
That's awesome.
Is that playable to the public?
I don't
Yeah,
know if he
can
has
we
like
get-
an open thing. I'll ask him.
Steve, send us your game,
Steve, send it to us.
please.
It's
No,
so
I'm
in
super
depth.
interested. No, I'm
It's so-
excited. That's fucking
It's
awesome.
crazy good. Yeah, but
Have
I'm
you got
really looking forward
a
to it.
name for this?
Yes, it's currently called Delta Green Work in Progress. Is currently what it is entitled.
You gotta have some kind of name idea.
Come on.
Because you surely have an overarching. You have the big picture idea, right?
Oh yeah, I do. Okay, I had a working title that might change.
Delta Green and the Mystery of the Constipated Hotel.
Straight to poop every time. And
Do poo poo.
I want to put poop right in the title. I think I might. I think it's so like different Delta Green operations or Delta Green modules. They have different names. Like there's music from a dark room and reverberations and Night at the Opera and stuff like that. There's different. I have a working title that I've had in my head. I think it's going to be American Dream.
Okay, I dig
Very
it.
cool.
All right. Yeah. That's,
Can I ask you a favor?
Might change. What?
Can you?
We're not changing it to
can you
South
try
African Dream.
No, that's fine. It doesn't exist.
Oh.
Yikes!
No, I wanted to ask, can you keep track of your process of writing it? And I don't know, the meta about it, instead of just the story and what we end up seeing? I'd love the behind the scenes of what it takes. That
documentary.
That would be so
Yes! To
or
record
a
it?
mockumentary.
Or a
whatever.
mockumentary. that'd be preferable. I don't know. I think we're definitely going to keep our storyboards and our original stuff. It's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Just we're doing it on Miro,
Sweet.
so it's there. It's not gonna go.
Good choice.
So.
Good choice. Where'd you find Miro?
Yeah, my good friend John told me about Miro, which is great.
That is so good to hear.
But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. We are going to be moving here in the next little while, so that might get sidelined. But it's something I really want to get done before the end of the summer.
Sweet.
I think that maybe it might be something we do after Impossible Landscapes. I don't know how long Impossible Landscapes is going to go.
Steve gonna run it?
I was thinking that maybe me and Steve could co-handle it.
Yeah,
That'd be
totally.
So cool.
Jared Logan does that with Clinton Trucks. He's Clinton is the behind the screen or behind the whatever DM.
Yeah,
just constantly checking rules and making sure nothing.
Yeah, we might do it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, guess we'll look forward to that.
Very keen.
Stoked.
Yeah. But anyway, I made a really good.
Need to...
Speaking of things that have recently been stoked, let's talk about where we were last time. I was talking about the explosions again.
Timestamp on the description, just to if we need to fast forward on all this.
All this excessive banter.
Yeah.
All right. Last time, Delta Green. You guys are in the hotel brought out. You started out. You were downstairs. You met Mark and what's her name, Louisa Reggie. Different people. You're trying to decide what you're going to do. You're and I think you guys basically decided we need to go talk to Mark. We think Mark might know something. We also supposedly need to go deal with this room that eats people. We should do that too. We got the master key and everything. And then you guys, decide we want to go back upstairs. We want to get some rest. Supposedly we have a doctor coming for us. And remind me when I get done with the recap. Remind me about the doctor thing. There's something I forgot to do. You guys go upstairs. You see Charlie, and not only do you see Charlie, you meet someone. Private Rovan Labolas. Apparently a soldier from, as far as you can tell, from World War II. American soldier. You convince him to come with you, to accompany you, telling him that you're going to help him get back to his unit, get back to where he came from. He tells you that he was in France, Reims, France, and that he was in a building, and that there was an intruder, and he was either chasing after it or running away from it or whatever it was. And then he ended up here. He thinks he might be dead. He thinks this place is hell. Might be kind of right. Who can say? But now he's with you. You guys head up to your room with a lakeside view. And you see in the distance, very much a dark, ominous lake. The explosions of artillery and bombardment in the distance, in the dark, rainy distance, constantly rattling the windows and the walls. And as you guys try to get some rest, bed down, Hank nods off. And is, you good?
Yeah,
Sorry.
excuse me. Gesundheit.
How dare you interrupt the recap of your bodily
It was
functions,
just getting
you
spicy.
cretin.
And
Start
then
over.
Hank, sorry, let me go back. Hank nods off and comes face to face with a burned, disfigured man in this now empty room that does something to him. And he wakes, realizing it all to be but a dream. Just a dream. Hank, how many hit points are you down?
4.
You're just down 4 hit points?
Oh, I have 4 hit points.
No, how many are you down?
I normally have 15, so.
You normally have 15. So what? 15 minus 4 is... what is that? 11? Sorry. Math. I was mistaken last time. Told you this thing. That you were not have any healing. So... What would this be? This would be... Okay. I'm going to round down. Go ahead and take 2 hit points back.
Not great, but better than nothing.
Better than
I
nothing?
just
What
wanted
happened?
I just wanted to get to 5 before we start adventuring.
You realize, Hank, as you kind of come to, and you maybe this wound on your chest maybe isn't healed all the way, but maybe there's like another wound on you somewhere that like you're like, oh wait a second, that one feels a little better. Something has happened to you, and I don't know if you want to meatball this situation or tell everyone what just happened. That'll be up to old Hank.
Getting hair in funny places.
Jesus.
Like on the wound, just start sprouting hair.
Barf.
Gross.
Oh, okay, we're going now.
You're playing now.
Okay.
We're in the game.
Well, so okay, I was screaming and woke Benedict up. Told him maybe he shouldn't fall asleep. He's like, Benedict, nowadays we can't tell what's real or not, and then he feels like he's got wounds all over him, and he feels one. He's like, he raises it up, and I guess it's semi-healed. He like looks at Benedict. He's visited in my dream by some kind of. He said he was the doctor that Charlie gave us, but kind of undead zombie fella.
Was that like the man that attacked us at the theater?
I don't think so. It was. Thought I was being visited by the Grim Reaper or something.
Oh.
You ask his name by any chance?
Wasn't time to. I mean, I wasn't even in this room.
Hank, I'm glad you're feeling better.
So now you can be the frontliner again. Excellent. Excellent news.
To go in first. But you know how we woke up from that last episode and we weren't actually committed to a hospital? I cannot say with certainty that we are not in a different liminal state here, because I felt something weird at the when in the corridors, and I felt somebody trying to talk to me, and then all of a sudden everything snapped together. I don't know. It's just something to just let it roll around your old noggin.
Are you trying to say something funny's going on?
Something
Pinkies.
weird is happening.
Ain't not a one of us had to shit. I think we're dead.
Oh yeah, I forgot we ended there.
Or Hank, you just ate that big old steak. How have you not had to poop?
Such a thing.
You guys have been together a long time. I feel like the least you can do is talk about your poops.
I will not talk
Okay.
about my BM.
With you. Not now, not
No.
ever.
It's very.
There's some things a
guarded
man
about
can
his
keep
BM.
to himself.
At some point,
That level.
At some point in time, Labolas does kind of come out of the bathroom. You know, he has his rifle slung over his shoulder. He's like, so we gonna try to get out of here, or what?
Yep. In a manner of speaking, there's something we gotta do for Elmer. And, once we do that,
Elmer?
I think he's gonna show us the way out. Yeah, the concierge.
Oh,
Surely you met Elmer. Weird fella.
no.
You
Okay,
didn't come
well,
in through
that's-
the lobby when you
No.
arrived here?
No, I came through well, several doors. Several doors. all at
How
once.
does that work? Several doors?
Look, man, I'm just doing the best I can.
Well,
Ain't we
let me,
all?
well, we think he wink, wink, nod, nods to Benedict and Benji's. We think we have you heard of this thing called the labyrinth? You've been here a little bit longer than us. I think that might be the way out.
I haven't really talked to many people around here. I haven't seen. I mean, this place is like a labyrinth. That's for damn sure. No.
What have
No,
what have
I
you been
just-
doing while you've been
Just
here?
want to go.
Just wandering? Where's your training? Did you like set
Searching
up
for a
camp?
way out.
Have you eaten? Have you pooped?
He kind of, he thinks. He cocks his head. He's like, I don't remember the last. He reaches in his pocket and he pulls out what Benedict would recognize to be part of a sea ration, part of a military ration, old school military ration. He's like, no, I've still got my rations. I thought I had
For God's sakes, man.
been here longer.
You should eat
It seems
that. Just
it seems to trouble
eat
him.
that. Right now.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, well, and he opens a package and there's like some hard bread in there. He kind of
What else is in your
tear it
pockets?
apart with his teeth. He's like, we should. I mean, roll me a luck roll. This is a great time
62.
for luck. That's unlucky.
Oh, shit.
A live grenade.
Ah! He's like, I just got my rifle. I got a picture of my girl. Some letters from back home. They seem to be all personal effects. He probably has, probably
Okay.
3 or 4 clips
Alright,
of
Private,
ammunition.
hold it together. You eat that little ration
Um,
bar. You stick with us. We'll be okay. Benji?
Yeah.
We gotta visit a room. I might get a little hairy, Private.
All right. And he, you say that, and he kind of readies. He kind of double checks his rifle, to make sure it's kind of loaded and stuff like that. He's like, okay,
Yes.
that is what, Germans?
And miscellaneous.
All right.
I want to roll an occult check. When Hank tells Benji about his encounter with the doctor, Benji's mind immediately goes to demons.
Ooh.
Can I roll an occult check
Ooh.
to see if I've ever encountered
It's so
any?
high.
Remind
It's
us real
just-
quick
don't
about
even need to roll
Benji's
high.
occult.
I have a 6% chance of failure.
Or like a fumble.
All right, roll it. See if you get something
That's
extra
what we're
spicy.
rolling for. We forget about
That's-
that. Isn't it like 10% chance?
Yeah, either
of
a
terrible
fumble or a
failure
crit.
every single roll?
I think if he got a 100 or
Hey,
a 99.
can we
Oh, yeah.
update our stats?
Yes, sorry, you can roll your failures. Pardon me.
Success 82, under 94.
Okay. So technically the way it works in Delta Green, a higher success roll is technically a better roll. Like that means, because like imagine Benji, who has an 86, or sorry, who has a 94 in occult. He's like one of the smartest people when it comes to occult shit in the world. So like he could do shit that other people couldn't do. It does not take you long. It does not take you long to think about a particular demon that this kind of sounds like. The name is Buer. Buer? B-U-E-R is the name. Buer.
Okay, we'll edit this in post-production.
You know we want.
Yeah, so do you have Demon Web 101 pulled up?
Not yet.
Yeah, but if you pull that up, you can take a look at what it says. This would be an interesting thing for Benji to just, so I imagine Hank is telling you about this and it's telling you what happened. And and Benji, here's the thing, it's not just your occult. It's not just your skill of the occult. You actually feel something bubbling up within you. You feel something like you have that innate sense that Benji seems to have about demons now combined. You think.
My demon sense is going wild.
Yeah.
Buer is described as a great president of hell, having 50 legions of demons under his command. He appeareth when the sun is in Sagittarius. Buer teaches natural and moral philosophy, logic, and the virtues of all herbs and plants. He mendeth all infirmities, especially of men, and gives good familiars. He is depicted in the shape of Sagittarius, or as a lion face wreathed in a pentagram of goat legs. That looks familiar. Why does that look familiar?
I think that's a D&D monster
Okay.
picture.
Oh, I don't know.
But I've seen that picture before.
Yeah. Wait,
Damn,
maybe
dog,
we did.
you should have asked
We got
for a
Private
familiar.
Roven.
You fucked up, man.
Well, I can tell you.
Yeah, you got Private Laballas.
Well, I don't know about the lion face and the goat legs. He was kind of more like there's some kind of
A burnt motherfucker.
missing parts of his face and whatnot.
Well,
But he
more
did
weird shit.
Healed me up somewhat. Who can tell? Maybe it's just rest.
You give him anything in return, shall make some kind of bargain?
Hell no.
Did you just...
That's
Yeah.
probably for the best.
That doesn't
sounds
sound
like you just like
that doesn't sound like
sat
Hank.
there and let him rub your belly. Like it.
Kind of.
A little bit more intense than that.
All right, what's the plan? What's next?
Okay.
All right.
No,
Let's try
no,
this
we
room.
need to.
This is the only way.
No,
we
we
can
have
get
to
the
find out
labyrinth.
more. Hank,
That's the only way.
Hank, look at me. There's enough running into rooms. There's enough saving people, and there's enough running headfirst into rooms. Let's go for tea with Charlie.
What are you suggesting, Benedict?
Huh?
No.
Naturally.
No.
I feel pretty lukewarm about that one.
No. Never mind tea.
I'm
I'm making
gonna
a
be
joke.
frank.
You guys have become very difficult, tough crowd. We need to find out more about this room. Or,
Yeah.
we just need to find out more.
Eh? Door.
But like how though?
Like every Delta Green
Here's the
scenario, but like how? Can I?
What are you guys
That should be
doing?
the name of your campaign, Joe. Delta Green. But like
It's,
how
it's
though?
like a riff of wait, but why? Except, but like how? Can I write?
If I'm gonna be frank, the one person that's given us the most information is Charlie. So we could talk to him about this room that eats people on the way to the room, and he's probably gonna give us more information about it than Elma, Mark, old lady.
All right, I'm happy with that.
They're not gonna know shit.
So we head out to the elevator.
So
Okay. You get to the elevator. You ring the bell. This time, the elevator descends from above you. It stops about no screams. It stops about a foot below where it should. So you have to kind of step down into the elevator. Charlie has both hands on the lever. Seems to be kind of messing with it, like he's trying to fix it.
Is there got a problem with your elevator there, Charlie?
It always does that. It's where to?
Tell him the room.
Room.
But we had a question first,
8:30.
Charlie.
Where we're going?
What? Why
Yes.
is that room a problem?
I love answering questions over tea.
Don't you have
Love
work
it.
to do, Charlie?
Christ.
Listen,
Go have a tea party.
we're in a bit of a pickle, Charlie. I promise you, we're gonna have some tea with you, but it would really help us out. Tell us any information you have on this particular room, and I'm gonna do a persuade.
Pretty,
Okay.
please.
Roll that skill. Tell me what you get.
Fucking Christ Almighty!
That's a failure. At least not a fumble.
That sounded
Wait
great.
for the expletives on a fumble.
That's a regular failure. Well, you know, it's 8:30. It's haven't had anyone in that room for a while.
Who's the last person
Wonder
that went?
why. Maybe it hasn't been cleaned. Right.
Do the mechanisms on it in his elevator look particularly Carcosian in design?
Not particularly. Look pretty mundane.
No.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to roll a Carcosian clockwork to fix his elevator, make it more receptive, but nope.
I guess we'll just go into this room, Charlie. Hope
Yeah.
make it out to have tea with you.
Well,
Thing would have happened to us, we might not be able to have tea with you.
oh well, you failed your persuade roll already, so we're just gonna go ahead and get you over there.
Charlie, I asked who was the
So it
last person to
goes.
stay in that room? You must have taken them there.
I don't recall now. Had a few over the
I can
years.
tell you had a few. You can't even
Easy,
operate this
easy,
goddamn
Benji,
elevator.
easy.
You're fucked up again, Charlie. You got a problem.
Takes his like little flask out.
His hands
Shaky
shaking.
hands.
This will make it all better.
Private Lapola's just standing there, kind of just looking at you guys, looking at Charlie. So yeah, he will take you. He takes you down. He takes you down further than you think you should probably go. But by the time that elevator comes to a stop, it is a fairly normal-looking hallway with rooms. He'll say that 8:30's right around the corner.
Okay.
So Benedict is very
Push on.
hesitant. I don't know how we roleplay this or what we need to do, but I would say Benedict at some point getting out of the elevator is like, man, I have to level with you. I think we're gonna die in this room. We don't know enough. I don't want to go in there. We
I don't
have
see any other way
this
around
infinite
it.
crazy hotel. And the
Like-
first thing we're going into is the thing that literally kills people. I think you...
Well,
Oh, you don't.
That piece
look
of
on
shit
the
told
bright
us,
side, it might.
Benji.
I
You
know it's
said
been
it
described
literally
as
eats people.
eating people. But he doesn't look like the smartest tool in the shed to me, Benedict. I mean, perhaps it just moves us around like everything else, teleports us to some other
Think
place in time and space.
You're a God-fearing man,
seen
Benedict.
too much to believe in that stuff.
That's fair. But there's that story in the Bible about Jonah and that there whale. He got gobbled up and he turned out all right.
This is just like that.
I think Benedict is gonna have to be
Just
persuaded
the same.
to come with. Like he does not want to go. I'm not being difficult as a player. I'm just trying to roleplay it. Like he is not gonna want to go in there. Yeah,
We're doing some-
adversarial shit.
PvP persuade checks.
PvP
I mean-
persuade.
I'm on the fence too, Benedict. I mean, I can tell you I don't really trust Elma.
So Private Labolas, he's like, so I mean, like, what do you have to do to this? What
What did Elmer say we had to do?
what's the objective here? Like,
We are.
I thought you guys were leaving this place.
Oh, we plan
The
to.
asshole at the front desk convinced these two assholes that we need to fix this room, which may have a lot of Germans in it. Private. That's a bad room. Am I right?
That's a bad room. room's bad.
We simply cannot use the broad umbrella of Germans for everything that's bad.
It's just for private. It's contextual.
That just feels wrong.
But that's yeah.
Nazis. better.
Nazis.
There, we use Nazis. There's Nazis in there.
Okay. We can roll with that.
What did Elmer say in all seriousness for us to do with the room?
He asked you to fix it.
Because it was killing people.
Well, we just gotta go in there. We'll open the door. We just look around. You know, fully kitted up, guns out, on alert mode. We ain't just anybody, Benedict. We've seen
What gear
some
do we
shit.
have? I'm with
We
you,
can handle
Benji, but
ourselves.
what gear do we have? Like, can we strategically deal with this room without going in? Can we pop some flashbangs? Private,
We could do that. That was what I was about to say. We could just open the door and unload.
Because that'll fix it.
I like that scene in Predator.
Yeah.
Just like that scene in Predator. Oh man.
Well, look at it this way, Benedict. We got an arsenal here, and I'm basically a walking arsenal of rituals. I've done some reading about cleansing rituals over the years. I got a pretty good handle on that. You know, consider me an exorcist of sorts.
no,
What do
You
you
I
don't
don't think
sound
Benedict would be convinced as much as he trusts Benji. I think that something's going to happen to break this tie.
Okay. Let's
Shit,
Yeah.
man.
let's take
You
a step.
literally
Let's
saw
take
me
a
summon a demon.
But
let's take a step out real quick. Let's take a step out real quick and let's talk about the fact that we are playing an RPG. If there is a failure to go forth in one way, there are probably other ways as well. So, you know, like, you guys don't have to be sold to this necessarily. You know?
All right. If we don't do this, then frankly, our only other option
we
is
have a
just to explore
skeleton
this
key, for God's
hotel.
sake.
More so. All right. let's just explore this floor, or walk around and see what's going on.
What
say,
do you
"Fuck
think,
Elma."
Benedict? How do you want to use this skeleton
I
key?
would literally want to go anywhere else but in this room to see if we can prepare ourselves a bit better for this imminent death that awaits us.
All right. Well, let's put our heads together and see if we can form some sort of plan. What do you think would better our odds against this unnamed abomination?
Naming.
What's that movie about that haunted hotel room? It came out in like the mid 2000s. 413, I think.
Oh,
Maybe we could sit down and watch that, get some pointers.
The cabin, or whatever.
Just
Cabin
find the
in
movie.
woods. I don't know. I feel like if we could at least name the evil that's in this room, that would make me feel a little better. Because I'm gonna go in there, and I'm gonna want to smash things, maybe. And that's not good for anyone, specifically me.
Hey, Rovin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Earmuffs.
Oh man. he steps around he pulls a cigarette out of his belt pouch and sticks an old school cigarette in his mouth and lights it up and walks around the corner.
So, it's gonna sound pretty fucked up. What if we sent Rovin into the room?
Yeah.
Sort of a guinea pig situation?
God, would Benji even suggest that though? Is that?
I
too
mean,
far?
Benedict
Hank
would
wouldn't
absolutely
I don't
do
know
that
if
at
Hank
this
wouldn't
point.
do that.
That was his thinking.
Yeah.
I was not fucking around like metagaming. That is Benedict, I'm sure of it. Yeah.
Like a weird canary.
So Benedict's
If he
okay
comes
with
out.
going in the room if he goes first?
Or if he goes in and we keep the door open and it gives us some information, but...
Oh man, this is too good. This is a turn. If we agree to do this, this is
And
a
our
definitive
moral
turning point.
values.
Like, downward spiral type shit. If we were playing vampires, there's a mechanic where you take a stain on your humanity.
Yeah.
And you become more vampiric. This is the equivalent of that. But I'm totally for it. Out of character.
All right, I'll agree to this, but I'm gonna have to explain. If we haven't already explained to the fella, tell him he already knows what's
Germans.
going on, right? Yeah.
Germans. It's all right,
I'd be
Nazis.
for this, and I'm gonna cover his ass. But I mean, he might be we're sending him in there. He's the most fit, honestly, to take point guard. He's younger. He's got some
Probably
experience.
got full hit points.
Yeah. But let's make sure he's okay with this. And if he's okay with us, we'll go through with it.
Alright, you want to take the lead on this one, Hank?
Private word. You would come back from your cigarette break.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, we've all been through the ringer, and I'm not just doing this to save our asses. I think you're the best qualified. And Benedict's a little hesitant about this room. We don't know what's going to be on the other side. I know we said Nazis, and it very well could be Nazis given our luck. But
At this point.
but we don't know what is on the other side. And we like you and all. We were wondering if you would take point on this operation, this mission.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I'm a radio operator. I'm not like a frontline guy. I know, he kind of references the stock of his rifle with the hash marks. He's like, I mean, I'm just doing what I have to do here. I'm not.
We are all
I'm not
doing
like a
that.
badass.
Look at how I'm dressed, Private. you think I was ready for this war?
Yeah, I guess not. Roll me a persuade. Whoever's gonna do that.
Look, man, you want to be on Team Woman Fighter? You got to prove yourself. It's blood in, blood out.
If you want to be on Team Lady Puncher, you gotta.
Hank got a success.
All right. He's like, yeah, I'll take the lead here. You got my back.
I'll have you back, Private. Don't you?
All right. He's like, okay. This the door here. This one here.
Are we at 8:30?
You can be if you want.
Yep.
All right. He sticks his ear. He like sticks a finger to his lips and he like creeps up there and he sticks his ear to it. And he screws up his face. He's listening. He's like, shakes his head.
We're
No.
all at the ready, right?
Nothing. Like low whisper to you guys.
All right, Hank's gonna take aim and like kind of nod. He's ready for him to.
We'll also give him the key
Go in.
to unlock it. In
Okay.
case it's locked, like, beckon him and give him the key to get in. The master key.
Okay.
Not the master key.
Do we have
to
the key
clarify.
to? Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
the
Sorry,
key
We've
to the
got-
door.
Yeah, we've got the key.
Surely Elmer gave us the key to 8:30.
Yeah, Elmer just gave you a key to the door as well because he expects you to come. So he eases the key in really slow, real easy. Click, a bit loud of a clunk from the door, and he kind of like grimaces at that, and then like turns the key and removes it. And he just like sticks it like in his shirt pocket or something there, and he's got his grand up. And one hand on the knob, the other hand like kind of holding the grand up into his shoulder. And he's looking at you guys. He's like,
Yeah,
are we ready?
nods.
Hank nods.
Yep. Heart's like pounding. Doop, 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 doop,
Okay.
doop, doop.
So tell me what is the plan here of what is about to happen when this door opens?
We kick him inside.
Hank, I'm assuming it's a similar layout.
Just kick his
What,
ass.
you
it's the
guys
same-
pick him up by his collar and his belt and like throw him in like a
So Benedict,
like a cartoon.
Fresh Prince
Benedict
style.
would want to
like,
keep the door open.
he's throwing out
Basically, this is a
jazz.
recon thing for Benedict. Like, how dangerous is the room? What danger exists? And can we avoid it? Using the canary.
Okay. Is your plan for him to go in and clear the place and for you guys to go in with him? That's what I need to know.
I don't think
Plan is
Benedict
for him to
would
go
wanna
in first and clear the room,
Yeah, clear the room.
and we will stand.
And Hank will just like,
outside.
I'm assuming it's some situation where there's like a hallway. You can see part of the master, or where the twin beds would be, or how many beds there are, and then there's like one out of view from the main door where the bathroom is. Is that kind of like the layout?
That's been the layouts of the other rooms, like a typical hotel room.
So if it's like that, Hank's just gonna keep guard at the door for him to clear the entire apartment. Try to keep watch on whatever he can from in the main room down the small hallway from the main entrance.
Benedict reiterates to the others, don't go in.
All right. He twists the doorknob slowly, and then Private Labolas puts a shoulder to the door and bang, like in. You can tell this is a guy who is expecting there to be a gunfight on the other side of this door. He does so. The shoulder goes down. Blam! The door like swings open. I need everyone to make me a dexterity check real quick.
Oh, okay.
Let me rephrase that. Who's closest to the door, do we think, besides Private Labolas?
Hank.
Okay, Hank, make a dexterity check. Just Hank.
Over 71 over 70.
Hank, the door slams and begins to rebound back, and you stick out a hand to stop it. Private Labolas goes out of view, and you hear one quick gasp as you push the door back open. And Private Lebolus is nowhere to be seen.
God.
I'm gonna roll something here. Give me one moment.
So he shouldered through the door, and it like rebounded.
It like closed really fast, and then
And he's
gasped.
gone.
I push
So
it
we
open
don't see
again,
what happened to him.
and no one's there. Yeah.
You don't see what happens.
Hank's like, Private.
You from the bathroom, you hear the sound of splashing.
Hank's just not gonna let a man die.
Hank would not do that.
Bold, very bold, Hank.
Well, if Benedict's playing how Hank would
Yeah.
just not.
Yeah.
This was
That
already a
makes
stretch
sense.
for him to make this dude go
Makes
first.
total sense. Gotta do it.
Yeah, he feels responsible for him.
Play the character.
He's the one that persuaded him too.
So we stack up.
Fuck, cover
We
me.
stack
Hank
up to
runs
try
in
and cover him
with his M4.
while he goes in.
And Benji, when Hank goes in, Benji will put his foot in the door so it can't pull that bullshit again.
Fair. Hank, you step in. Hank, you step in and are immediately surprised to find yourself wet and cool. You look down at your hands and your rifle is gone.
What do we see?
You are wearing a... Hold on. You are wearing a black suit. You are surrounded by people wearing black. There is a priest standing at the head of a hole in the ground. Not a lot of people here, and you don't really know them. You know one of them. You know one of the people. You know Benedict. And the priest says, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, he's talking about. And you look at the headstone of Benjamin Potts.
Fuck.
It's raining. It's dreary. You're upstate somewhere, so upstate in New York. You can tell. You know you are. Of course you know. You drove here after all. What do you do?
Oh fuck. Okay. Well, Hank stumbles and kind of aggressively pushes people aside and looks down the hole. What's in the hole?
A casket. And people are like, even Benedict kind of steps forward, kind of pulls you back, like, get a hold of yourself. Like, he's like, Benedict knows how much Benji meant to you and all the things you guys went through back in 1995.
He's like, Benedict, what happened? Where are we? What year is it?
Benedict looks at you kind of odd. He's like, he can tell you're disoriented. Ever since you started drinking, you get like this sometimes. And he kind of tries to start pulling you aside. He's like, Hank, it's 2005. It's okay. It's okay. You're safe.
Oh, it's not okay. This is not what happened. This is not real. And I
Make
think
a sanity check.
Hank's been through a lot. He's gonna make
Yeah,
a sanity
yes.
check and success. 19.
A success?
Over 40, yeah.
And bear in mind, Benji would have told you before that when he dies, he wants a live band to play the Rolling Stones song "Honky Tonk Woman" at the ceremony.
This isn't
So
real.
that's-
There's no
that's-
honky tonk.
There's no honky tonk woman.
Well, what Hank's gonna do is he's gonna
Unless
be
it's
like,
not playing.
do I get a 1 deduction, or is it just no?
You lose 1 sanity. Hank, you suddenly realize that your M4 is in your hands, and you're pointing it at Benedict, whose hands are up in front of him in the rain. He's like, Hank, don't do this.
He throws the gun down and he jumps in the hole and tries to open the casket.
All right. You open the casket, and as you open it, you open the bathroom into room 830. And you see Private Lebolus is like face down in a full bathtub. Like,
Oh fuck!
like maybe drowning?
Hank
His
tries to go in
rifle
there.
is on the ground.
He's not even thinking. He tries to run in there and pull him out.
You run in there, you grab him by his back, and you pull him out, and he's like, and he is looking all around, and he's like grabbing at you. You other two saw Hank run in, and for just a moment, it was as if he flashed out of existence. Just pop, like he was gone, and then he materializes directly right in front of the bathroom door, flings it open, and goes in to take Private Lebolus out of the bathtub. Why don't you two go ahead and roll me a sanity check as well?
Sure.
Success for Benedict.
Failure for Benji.
Benji, take 1 sanity damage.
Roger.
Hank
is kind of like, shaking him. He's like, "Get it together, Private. Get it together."
he's like, oh no, and he looks around. He's like, no, I got out. No, I got out. No, you. No, not you. Oh God. Like, and he's mortified. He starts weeping.
It's a trick, son. It's a trick. Get yourself together. He shows the rifle to his chest, and Hank just like tries to crawl towards his M4 if he threw it down and get that like in his hands again.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just there on the floor. Private Lebolus curls up in a ball and is just weeping. Hank, you look around the room, and this is not a typical hotel room. There's some other stuff going on here, but you feel within you, think the room is fixed.
Fixed? What do you mean? Oh, fixed. Like we fixed it.
You think that whatever was going on here seems to have left.
Hank like runs back out to where he can see Benji and
Oh, they're right
Benedict.
there.
Oh, they're in
They can
What
see
the
you
hell
too.
are you
They can
doing,
see you
leopard
too. They can
crawler?
see
They're
you
in
from
the
the
room.
door.
Okay. Well, yeah, but he's just like, hold up, don't come in. And he just does like a search around the room.
Okay. Yeah, it is a
Success.
success. So immediately, and the other two guys can see this too, you can see that the room appears to be mostly normal, but there are a few things that stand out. All over the bed are about 7 or 8
Oh.
bottles of all different kinds, different shapes, sizes, colors, stoppers, different styles, all laid out there very neatly, carefully, almost like they're special, like they're sanctified. They're laid there very carefully on the bed. And on the table, there is some type of weird... It kind of reminds you of a... Do you know what... I know
Yeah.
I know Dace knows. Do you guys know what a lathe is? Yeah, you know, like you use it to turn things. You put a piece of metal on it and use it to shape things, to cut away material. You see some type of weird looking machine, like some type of, almost like a lathe, like there, and it has like a half completed bottle stuck in the mechanism. It looks like that this thing might make bottles. Might be some type of bottle making machine. And
That is weird because that's not how bottles are made.
yeah.
Go on.
Inside the if you look at this, everyone make an intelligence check for me real quick.
Success.
And what is that? Success. 8 under 75.
You two from the door, maybe Hank just kind of had this experience, which was no fun for him. You guys look at this thing and you recognize that the thing that is in the chuck of this machine, that's like, it's one of the cylinders of Patzu from the Dorchester. And even maybe as you're sitting here, maybe you hear like the sound of air, like, and from behind, like the painting behind the table kind of is pushed forward as a fresh canister of Patzu hits the table, coming through like a hidden pneumatic tube as it is delivered right onto this table into like a small bin.
That's what that scientist, or that psychologist did when we were in the asylum.
Everyone roll an alertness for me, please.
You remember he took some Patzu from one of the people staying there and then dropped it down a
2
hole.
under 55 for Benedict.
Right.
That's for
3
me.
under 35 for Benji. Successes all around.
Yeah. The machine, a small arm, almost like a, what do you call it, like a claw machine? Like almost like a small claw machine arm, kind of extends from the machine over the bin, picks up the canister, and brings it over to the machine where it seems to be fed into some type of grinder mechanism, which seems to power the thing to life in some way. And it begins to spin as shards of glass, and it's almost as if it's like almost like 3D printing this thing in some bizarre way. Like what Day said, that's not how you make bottles. That's not how you make glass bottles or metal bottles for that matter. That's not how you do it. It seems to almost be 3D printing them. And as it begins to whir and spin, and you guys are all taken aback.
There's no names on these bottles?
No, the ones on the table, none of them have any names on them.
Fellas, I don't know how to explain this, and I'm not even going to begin to say what I saw.
Meatball.
All I got to say was meatball
That's a
about what I
meatball.
saw. And for some reason I have this feeling like this, whatever me and the private did, we fixed this place.
Hank turns and says that to you two, still standing out there. And as he does, and Hank, you detect it too, you hear in your left ear a hollow wooden knocking sound, as from the corner of the room, lifted up onto its feet from a pile of purplish fabric, stands one of the marionettes. It rises to its feet. It's wearing this like kind of like long purple robes. This one has a different feel. This one's way more intricate than the other ones you've seen. More finished. More purposefully put together, you think. It has, again, these dark purple silk robes. It has velvet slippers even, and it has a mask, a very fine mask put over it, over its face. Not unlike the clown mask. Not the clown mask, but not unlike that. And around its neck, on a string, you see a silver corkscrew.
Okay.
And it rises to its feet as the machine comes to a stop, its bottle complete. What happens in this moment?
Who can see it? So just Hank.
In
Oh no, you all can see it. It's like behind Hank, like to his left in the corner. I can tell you what Private Lobolis does. He's going to weep.
Yeah. Hank.
just go to plan as
Is he
any.
close? Is Hank close? Close to
Directly
the
in front of you.
marionette.
Closer than you guys.
Yeah.
Benji's just gonna keep his distance from the
Same.
marionette and see what it does. Gun trained on it.
And Hank's not going to try to interfere.
You see now that all over the ceiling are expertly hidden rails that this thing moves on. It moves slowly, pantomiming this walking pattern, although you don't think it's actually relying on the floor to walk. You hear the slow whirring of the cables as it moves forward, and Hank, it actually navigates right around you. You know, like maybe you have to step back just a touch, and it seems to be aware of you. It's just paying you no mind. It moves over to the table, to the machine, and it extends a hand and flips up a little lever, which, as the machine stops whirring, it seems to release the bottle, and then takes the bottle in its hands. It then, holding it, cradling it even, like it's fragile and precious. It then raises its head, its masked face, turns towards the door, and begins to head out.
And there's no label on the bottle.
No. Well, no, this one would have a label on it, wouldn't it? This one would have a label on it because it's complete.
Is it Jesus Christ lens?
It's not. It's not that one. That being said, trying to think here.
Fellas, I'm scared to even say this. Borderline meatball territory, but do you all remember when we in that institute? Psychiatrist dropped, or whatever he was, dropped some of this patsu down a shaft.
Yeah.
I reckon this is where it went.
What, y'all think we should get that bottle?
We should see where that
What
thing's
are we
going.
thinking
for
bottle
sure.
wise?
I wouldn't want to touch one of those.
People,
Just tail it?
that was my other suggestion, is people seem to like these bottles. We could take one and maybe use it as a bargaining tool for something.
We take them all and follow this thing.
Are
Is
the
this
other
bottle
bottles
filled?
filled?
No.
It's just a bottle.
Okay.
Was the bottle that
is
we
not.
threw down the shaft filled?
Just a bottle. No, that one was open and empty.
Take the bottles.
Wait, so the complete bottle was empty?
Yes. Or even
I
maybe
wonder-
as the mannequin picks it up, it takes that cork-like device, or that corkscrew-like device, and then and puts a cork down in it, or maybe it picks up
This is
another mechanism
really
and clamps
weird.
it closed.
Weird and out there, but what if an incomplete bottle is a filled container of this patsu, and whatever this doctor was doing was pulling Patsu out of these people, but it was actually draining from these bottles until it's empty, and then it's complete once all the Patsu's out of your bottle.
We've seen bottles before.
Only
Have they
the
ever
one
been
from
filled?
the clown.
No.
So
You
once they
found
get
Victor.
Yeah.
You found Victor. You found Victor Carell's bottle.
so once they're like complete, they're like empty of this Patsu.
They're
whatever
empty.
it is.
So
But until then, they're not like complete.
the Patsu is the thing that activated the lathe. Is it burned up in the production of the bottle? Is it somehow infused in the bottle?
So I
My
think we should
head.
grab the bottles.
Is there any kind of this is you want to grab? I don't.
Or we come back with them. How fast is this mannequin
let me
going out,
see
Joe?
if I can-
Like, we're sitting here having a debate, but do we need to freeze frame back into the moment?
I would say that. Yeah, this moment is like freeze frames. You guys are having this like out of. I guess my question for you is as characters, like this thing is moving and doesn't seem to be taking much notice of you.
Let's try to follow it.
All right, let's do it.
And Hank's gonna make like a strength check to see if he can pull the
Nice.
private up, kind of like
Okay.
shovel him along.
That's actually a good call.
Success.
Okay, you were able to strong arm Private Lobolis, who is still beside himself. You were able to pull him up, and he's talking about being home. He's talking about Martha and all of this stuff. Like he is very unhappy. But you guys are able to. You're able to
Okay.
pick him up and make him
Can
come
I-
with you.
Can I roll a dex to
Um,
try and get all the bottles that I can? Yeah, before we head out.
Try to grab them.
Yeah, the ones.
I would say that
I
the
don't know,
bottle.
they're
You're talking about the
unlabeled.
bottles on the bed. So the bottles on the bed are unlabeled and uncorked. The bottle that this mannequin picked up, the machine itself or the mannequin have sealed it up, and it seems to have a name on it. So this one is distinctly different than the ones on the bed.
And can we make out the name?
Roll me an alertness.
Okay.
Benedict failure.
Fumble.
Ooh.
Heck.
Is Hank going to give us one too?
Oh.
Sorry. See if you can catch this.
Success.
No.
What was Jeremy's
He
last
didn't
name?
have one, and I would not have known it. Benedict would have
That's
thought that
not
he
true.
was just a one-line moniker, that he was just Jeremy, like Prince.
It was just Jeremy. It'll be like, let's say his last name's like Spencer or something. Maybe you vaguely remember that. Hank, you see the name Jeremy Spencer on the bottle.
Holy shit. Benedict, it's
I don't know a Jeremy
Jeremy's
Spencer.
bottle.
This thing begins to glide down the hallway.
Can we
And you
just
guys
like,
are
walk
gonna-
after it, or do we have to like do a brief?
No, you gotta
Dog.
do like a little. You have to walk quickly to keep up with it. I would say because you hauled Private Lobolis up, this thing begins to make off and it heads straight for the stairwell and begins to descend. There's a point as you guys go down and down and down where there is like a second, kind of like a fire door that says staff only. The marionette reaches forward and opens the door. It doesn't appear to be locked, and you guys follow it through. It enters into a hallway that is very much not a hotel hallway. This is definitely like an this is like an employee maintenance kind of hallway thing. Maybe even the distance you hear what sounds like the sound of a radio, or like the people of living. Like it sounds like maybe there might be like maybe the staff is down here, like taking their break or something like that. You smell the smell of laundry detergents and mixed with the smells of a kitchen, perhaps, as this thing begins to pull you through and into the belly of the Hotel Broad.
I have a question.
And that, my friends,
It's important. Hank
you son of a bitch,
destroyed the unnatural. Maybe.
Go.
Ooh.
Sanity recovery?
Sure. Nope. Nope.
Alrighty then. As
Not
you
this
were.
time.
Asked and answered.
Well
Asked
done,
and
my
answered.
friends.
Thank you for
Good
trying.
effort, John. Good effort.
Thank you for
But
trying.
yeah, you guys find yourself now looking down the hallway. You have entered the basements of the Hotel Broad Alban, and like quickly pursuing the strange creature.
Progress.
God.
Progress. And you only mind whammied one more NPC along the way.
Yeah, that's what they're
I just
there
have
for.
no idea.
That's what they're there for.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I'm gonna tell you.
Well done, Joe. That was fucking riveting.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I rolled a dice for old Labolas.
Did not go well.
I rolled his own little sanity check, and no, it went well, which is why he's
and
still
he just
alive.
found himself somehow drowning in a tub. Rough.
Yeah. So yeah.
Jeez.
But guys, very nice.
thank
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really good.
Everyone listening, everyone watching, thank you so much for joining us. It is always it's great that we have people who want to join us, quite frankly, who are part of this. We really appreciate it. I would like to extend again another welcome to Kelpie and Thomas, and I think I already thanked Heather, but I'll thank Heather again for coming anyway. We really appreciate you guys for joining us, for helping support us. It really helps us out. You know, you help for us to host this because it ain't free. So thank you so very much. Guys, thank you.
thanks, Joe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. That was a good one.
Yeah. And everyone listening, everyone watching, thank you so much for joining us again. Catch us next time. We will delve further. I think we're going to try to do another Impossible Landscapes next time. I don't think we have.
And I think
we're
I figured it out.
Missing anyone?
So we should be able to get to the end
But yeah,
next time.
yeah, because
Nice. You
Jean,
cracked the code.
because Jean's got it all figured out.
We should.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's about
We're
time.
ready.
We got the
It's about
master
time.
key.
It's about time, Jean.
We got the key to the boss.
Well, now you
open
need
any
the
door.
dungeon map. You have the boss key. Now you need the dungeon map and the compass. So
God, I
I
really
wanted
wanted to
smash
fuck around
it.
with that lathe.
well, just
know what
stop,
Shroom is then.
stop following this thing and go back and fuck with the lathe, and then you can do it. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We will catch you next time, and remember, stay safe and stay sane. Bye.